Hey, welcome back. If you haven't seen the first part of this challenge, link in the description. Go watch it, otherwise you might be a bit lost. Don't worry, this video will still be here when you get back. Last we left off, we defeated Phazani's Nightmare, and left ourselves with just a few big encounters to go, including that bonus encounter I teased at the end of last video, which, trust me, you'll want to stick around for. So let's just dive right in, shall we? Yeah, there is something important I need to do before actually starting this. I have to relog. We're doing something stupid in here. Now, if I really wanted to cheese this, I could scale this up to like a 1+6, but I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna cheese it in a more boring way. We got a bone dagger and a dream. Go get him, champ. What was that, 9 damage? That's workable. Great thing about chambers, I don't have to like use any of my own supplies for this in CM layout. Like a couple Karam wands, because Tecton's gonna give me a revite, overload, enhances, and then I get to prep after shaman. So it's no cost aside from like the charges for the trident and the blowpipe, really. Oh yeah, I gotta get some secondaries too. I'll grab them on the way back, but I gotta get a lot of secondaries. We've made our absurd amount of brews for the guardian room later. Oh no. Oh no, I meant to pull off there. No! I don't think I can get this hidden in time. It's over, man. I'm milking points at Vanguards. We get all the potions out of this. I will not be keeping these because they don't really do anything for me. The Kodai I will keep, though. I should have brought the lockpick down with me for this room. All right, Vespile with fire is going to be so good. I remember doing this on hardcore, and it's faster than Trident by a long shot. It requires you to be on normal spellbook. This thing's going to banish instantly. Come on, don't make me a liar. I only brought a fixed amount of cast with me. I'm gonna run out. I'm out of spells. I mean, it was doing some damage there. All right, just enough to make it down to the end. I really thought that was gonna do better than that, though. I'm a little disappointed. All right, you guys ready for the dumbest shit ever? If you guys want to leave for an hour, please do so, because we're milking points. Yes, we are. All right, we're just gonna leave both of them alive. Fun time. $40 points every single time they bounce me back. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. I'm taking a lot of damage from having both of them up. Maybe I have to kill one. Okay. See you in like an hour, guys. All right. This is all I'm doing for this garbage. I can't be bothered doing this anymore. But from 26 to 65. It's like an extra raid's worth of points, pretty much. Or like a little bit more. Ooh, wait. Give me this. Maybe this too. Wait, I'm missing something important. Yes. My extended stamina potion. My key to victory. My other key to victory, the bone dagger, and hit a 7. Oops. All right, now we got the extended stamina going, so this should last for all of 4 to 0, and I think I might have gone overboard with the amount of supplies I brought in here. I don't think all of them were truly necessary. Something I gotta pick up before the CM is a rune crossbow, because I am 1,000,000% using that. All right, now we got some blowpipe headface, and the stam is still going. Dude, this new generation of RuneScape players is some goddamn freaks. What the f are we saying? All right, like 90,000 points. Spent like, what, 40-something minutes at Guardians milking? Was it worth it? Maybe, as long as it's not saltpeter or pure essence. Oh, oh my god. Alright, now we gotta do the CM1. We are not doing that Guardians bullshit again. Alright, now we turn on the challenge mode. This is the next one on the list. And we have our trusty rune crossbow and ruby bolts with us this time for Olm, so we're not blowpiping him for 5 minutes. Alright, hopefully Tecton takes us the duration of a divine super combat, because if not, I'm going to cry. I just saw the max hit for a bone dagger, and it's the only thing that's hit. Dragon Mace, go! Oh god, this is so bad. Oh no. What have I done? I think maybe I should lower it all the way back, so I get more time on the non-enraged version. Yeah, without this boost, I don't think I'm gonna outdamage it healing. Yeah, now I'm just like not gonna hit at all. Like once the divine's gone. Never mind. Dragon Mace proved me wrong again. Actually, maybe we can still do this without a combat boost. Maybe we're alright. It'll take us 7.5 minutes to kill this thing. And now, since I'm confident I'm not making the time, I'm gonna do the stuff that isn't, like, stupidly obnoxious to points max. Like making the maximum chest, which I can do. You gotta take 150 points per tier, so it's 600 for making the super duper chest. And I think I need some supplies for doing a CM in this scuffed of gear, even after the quality of life changes. We're gonna need a little bit of help. That should do, though. And just like before, something we will be doing, we will be milking the ice demon. And now we just melt away the ice demon. Ooh, a 59. And it's dead. I think we'll make 12 and 15, or 13 and 14. The reason I'm making so many restores is literally just because of Vespula. Even with fire spells, I think it's going to be a bitch to take down. Like I said, we are most definitely not making the time. It's not happening. Okay, it's actually hitting. That's better than what the Trident would be doing here. All right, it's got to hit a 13. Not enough. There we go. 4 run energy to spare. Down to the fucking wire, man. And we are going to be 2-to-1ing this because these can max like 37. Alright, so I rambled that crystal. I did not think that was going to happen. I'm not playing around like getting lucky on crystal hits. Alright, wasn't too bad of a fight. We're going to lure this first Mystic over because I don't really want to take that much damage here. Come with me, buddy. Yeah, right here. Perfect. Just stand right there for me. Oh, we got another guy coming up. Oh, and he automatically lines himself up for me. What a king. I don't think this thing dies in 14 minutes, so we're not going to get those extra 5,000 points, but, you know, it's fine. 22 damage off the Bone Dagger is really good, though. Like, we need this thing to hit really good, because the hands in CM are quite tanky, especially when that's your weapon. Oh, this phase is the reason why we brought all these brews in here. Flame is probably going to take, like, 6 brews away from us or something crazy like that. All right, we're looking good for the end. Do a nice smooth ride down to the white light. I instinctively open up my magic book as if I'm going to summon a thrall. Book of the Dead is banned, though. I want to kill this one first, like, desperately. That's why I'm, like, forcing it. So I can just hit a billion zeros on this in a row. Alright, we're out of the woodwork. That's the only part I was worried about. I think we could have just barely made it for that extra 5k points. Like, if we didn't milk Ice Demon, then we would have made it, but we make, like, 5,000 points from milking Ice Demon anyway, so kind of like an even trade-off, I guess. Alright, show me the money. It can still be some money, maybe some good runes in there. That looks like a little bit of money. 800k, it says right there. All right, we've only got 4 things left on the list. Yama, Inferno, Colosseum, and then the Solo Tob. 811k, right about what we got. And then add that to this stack. Just got some money to play with. Got a Bloodbark Helm. Got a pair of Mystic Gloves. Need to maximize the Magician power right here. And then I'm actually going to buy a Blue Moon Spear, because this can auto-cast Arceus spells, and it's got plus 5% magic damage. All right, we're good to go. Let's go fight some Yama. What are we hitting? 41s. That ain't bad. How long was that fight? 18 minutes and 3 seconds for... Oh, wonderful. All right, we only got 3 things left. We've got an Inferno run to do, and thankfully we are no stranger to scuffed Inferno gear runs. We get to try out the new Armadillo brew. I think it's what, heals like 11, but it also boosts your range level. Like a little mini inventory saver. Ideally, we only need to use these for healers. Yeah, the cape slot exclusion rule is there because picking up darts, and also if I have to do an Infernal cape and I don't get to wear the cape for the Colosseum or the Solo Tob, I'm going to f***ing call somebody. I already have my next series idea in mind, which can even, like, start in the middle of, like, the hardcore series. Oh, he stepped to the fucking right. I should have, like, flipped to melee as soon as the ranger attacked right there. All right, we're back to where we died yesterday, so let's not repeat that. Holy, the most blessed wave 62 of all time. All right, we just have a nice cruise down to Zuck now. Got all the hard waves done. Wave 65 in normal cold on fashion, but we'd be praying range at the start of the wave. And this time it was wrong. All right, I do not know if I have enough supplies to do this. I think we might be a little bit short on the restore front. Nice, we only have to deal with 1 set before Jad. We got a good amount of rubies here. Here's Jad. I was a little greedy. Please die. Wait, where's my antler guard? No wonder I'm not hitting. Oh, that's gonna hurt. right, and now 243. Just barely not there. That all of them? All right, let's just close it out nice and clean then. 7. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Did I get a dupe pet? I did not get a dupe pet. But no more cheese cape. Now we have good cape. And now we have to do Colosseum, and I've never done it in dog shit gear before, so this is going to be interesting. Also, this is a very big moment for us because we're free from blowpipe blow. We don't need this item anymore. No more blowpipe. We can finally pawn it off. The thing has been sapping money from us this whole time, and it's gone. We don't need it for the last 2 bosses. 11 mil cash stack that I could do stuff with. But now I gotta figure out what stuff I do with it. Not gonna be using this anymore. Not gonna be using this anymore. I have a gear setup in mind for what I need for Colosseum. We can indulge on a regen bracelet and get a nice pair of dragon boots. I'm not gonna be using the rune crossbow for anything anymore, so this and the bolts can go in the bin. I need to know what my max hits are, to know if I need like offensive prayers or anything like that. Because I need to hit 48 damage on the Berserker and 50 damage on the Ranger. Okay, so it's 2 shot for that. Okay, perfect. So at base stats, offensive prayer, we 2 hit the major. Good. This Hunter's crossbow is actually really, really nice for what I want to use it for. So considering, like, money's not really an issue, there's not really much gear other than a full Guthan set for the solo Tobblader. Let's look like a fucking champion, shall we? There we go. We look like a fucking unit right now. I think we're set to go. Remember to get some sand fuse for potential Manta Mayhem fun. And this is going to be pretty much a melee only and going to be a lot of fun. No spells. Tips on getting back into the game after being burnt out. Don't play the game if you're burnt out. You don't go to the bowling alley if you don't want to bowl. Just wait till you feel like playing again. Do we look like a fucking idiot? Look at this setup, man. Now we're going to get the spread on invocations as well. I'd probably do good to learn how to, like, avoid getting hit by the reinforcements, like the timing for that. All right, again, 3rd one, get the spread going. Dude, this whip's hitting better than my scythe does. Ah, there we go. There's Manta Mayhem. This is like the 4 that I usually go for. That's what I feel the most comfortable with. Wait. I don't kill anything before fucking Minotaur comes out. Oh, these waves are going to be pretty. I think this is like the only thing I could kill first before Minotaur. They're a bit lower on the HP pool side. All right, we get free waves here. Oh boy. I'm not being offered more Manta Mayhem. Oops. That's what the Bruiser for. And we've revved up the dogs, too. I only tanked, like, 1 double orb on, I think, like... What did I have, like, 70 HP? Or 70-something HP? It's not a chance. Alright, 10's another free wave, because the only thing that hits us immediately is Rangers. And I'm dead, because I did not switch to Mage immediately for this. Bye-bye! A little step under right there, because I think we can kill this before reinforcements. Yes, sir! And now we wait. How do I want to tackle this one? If I kill this, then this will come out like an uncontrolled time. I picked this option. All right, we got wave 11, and I really do not want Doom 3. I think I'd rather take the dogs that prey orange first. All right, I should regenerate all of that. before the final wave. If anything, I'll just sit around and wait till it gets 100 because I want a Bone Dagger spec. Actually, wait, I might hold the DDS for the parry attack. That could be pretty big. All right, we're going to Soul. Also, I gotta adjust, like, my step back. Because, like, when you do it with Scythe, you step back for 2 ticks to, like, line up your autos so you're not missing hits. But with Whip, you only have to step back for 1. Like, hit step back, and then he does the attack. Otherwise, look, it's a 5-tick Whip. $40. Yeah, where are all these parry specs when I'm doing speedruns, man? I think that was perfect soul, too. Didn't get hit by anything. Nice. And now we can claim a reward. Make sure I put it into the inventory and not the bank. And let's exchange this in for some splinters. Yeah. So we have about 10 mil to work with. I'm going to check this. I don't intend on using it, but I think it's out of our price range. I think after Guthan's, we actually can't afford it. Never mind. This set is incredibly cheap. So this is how Solo Tob is able to be done on incredibly low budget. This lovely set right here, Guthan's, it's the key to everything. That's real, by the way. Ooh, sweets are a bit pricey. This is the reason why we cannot afford the blood shard, because these little puppies right here, these things. All right, I think our inventory is set up as it's going to be. And we have enough funds to afford quite a few wipes. Hopefully, we don't have that many happen. You know, let me get a stam as well. So this is our final challenge. Soloing the Theater of Blood, but on normal mode instead of entry mode. This place has gotten some changes over the years that have made it a bit more accessible, and a fair bit easier. Namely at Verzik, reducing her lightning damage in Phase 2 in a solo encounter, and only spawning 1 red Nylocas during her healing phase. Unfortunately, we don't have max gear, so those changes actually mean next to nothing for us. We have to use something a bit different, and if you're familiar with Swampletics or my Hardcore Iron Man solo completion 5 years back, you already know where this is going. The full Guthan set, with a 1 in 4 chance to give 100% lifesteal on an attack, equating to on average 25% lifesteal, and it's vital for getting through some of the rooms on a low budget, namely Maiden, Zarpus, and Verzik Phase 3. Additionally, the Blood Fury has a 1 in 5 chance to heal 30% of the damage you deal, upping the effective lifesteal to 31%. Now, since we got lucky on a few drops, we could actually afford one of these, but there's 2 reasons why I won't be using it. First and foremost, adding this to my setup would drop my cash to a level where I can only afford to wipe a few times. And even with the power of the Blood Fury chipping in, completing Maiden is a bit of a coin flip. Actually, it's more of a dice roll. This encounter is the main reason I was allowing deaths throughout the series, because even with perfect play, she can high roll, and your lifesteal effects can just not trigger, and the fight's over. Since we don't have access to untradables aside from our cape slot, we don't have access to the locator orb to freely manipulate our hit points to pop a redemption after an attack that drops us between 10 and 19 hit points, and this happens a lot. Second, I want to see how possible this is without tapping into the power of the Blood Fury, and instead using a lesser-known alternative, which you'll be acquainted with very soon. Thankfully, after Maiden, the rest of the raid becomes a lot more trivial and turns into a challenge of supply management. So without further ado, let's begin the final encounter of the challenge, soloing the Theater of Blood on a budget. So, we collect our stuff that's in here, and we have our pre-pot. We go make sure the board is actually set to normal mode. Imagine I go in and start an entry mode like, wow, this is really easy. Good luck to us. So, this is the setup to solo Tob with. Ain't it look precious? I guess a price check on gear. 12 mil. Probably listed up by this is like close to 2 mil. This is like close to 3 mil. And between every single attack, we're going to be flicking to the Sunlight Crossbow, so she drains our range stat instead. I forgot to get a prayer regen to pre-pot with. And this is the fun room, the eternal slog that is Maiden. We pray for the Guthan set effect to activate at all times. So this can kill me. I'm not going to bother, like, flicking to redemption. I'm just going to pray that Guthan's actually works. It's a 1 in 4 chance to activate. It might be a big hit. And we go down. So yeah, this is the fun of the first room. We're at the mercy of a 1 in 4 chance for, like, 10 minutes. And we have to buy back an Amulet of the Damned every time. Dude, look at my range level. It's 59. It's so low. I'm going to put 1 attack on here. Whatever HP they have left, it heals her for double that amount. Okay, I have to fully invest into 1. I can't, like, spread my damage. I have to, like, fully commit. We're making it to 30s, maybe. I put it there, man. Alright, we made it out of 30s. We just gotta pray to Guthan gods here. Please, get me out of this fucking room. You can max 23 right now. This should do it. I would love to DDS spec, but I don't want to do any attack that's other than a Guthan Spear right now. Nope, I have to ignore that. I have to put everything into her. Oh, there we go. Finally, Guthan Spear did something. Go, you beautiful bitch of a spear. Get in there. We're out of this stupid room, and we had to use like 3 restores for it. I'm not happy about that part, but the 14-minute maiden challenge is done. All right, now we got a completely supply-free room, aside from boosting potions, which I will be using those. I will not be tanking stomps here. We are just going to get through nice and clean. No damage, no risks, no anything, because I do not want to do that room again. All right, Bloat's going to be running now. Not going to do the extra hit here. I want to see like what track he's on, because under 40%, his speed is dependent on how many hit splats you put on him. So every time you put a hit splat on Bloat, his speed changes. If I keep the hit splats even from here on out, you can walk, and it makes this a bit nicer. All right, so here we're going to do 7 hit splats, but it should be dead on this down anyway, especially after that DDS spec. All right, so I'd like to have more than 10 points on the first round here, so I can buy some solid food, because pillars are going down in this. And I have not done a scuffed version of Nylocas in a long time, so I have to, like, re-remember the conga line on the fly. And I've also got to play differently from how I'm used to, with, like, max gear and everything. Yeah, we'll just get the 2 solid food. It's fine. Pre-pot this. I'm gonna munch on these as well. Goodbye money. Spam protecting this is, like, important. The rest can go down. In fact, I'm counting on them going down at some point, but any way I can, like, slow that process down is good. I don't remember which one of these is aggro. The Northeast is almost dead already. It's too close. This is where the fun begins. And I died through the penis necklace because I got overkilled for a 22 there. This is where the shit gets really fun. Now we have to go back to Maiden Man. I'm gonna do this to tick tick so I can get on the ahead timer, and then spear right before she attacks here. I can go on the behind timer now, that DDS, and we're out of the hell room, and we only use 1 sand few. That is very good. That's exactly what we wanted. And 4 minutes faster than the last completion. Now we have an extra sand fuse. Actually, we have an extra, like, 2 sand fuse going in. We get to buy 2 solid food. Wonderful. Wait, we're not stalling? This actually screws up the conga line, the fact that I didn't stall there. Because I need the other stuff to come out. Oh, scuff conga line, and it's still on the wrong tile. Northwest still needs protection. Well, I blew through both the Phoenix necklaces. I used a bit more brew than I would have liked, but it's fine. Okay, fun begins now. It's dead. I'll take some bolts for the road. 13-minute Nilo. That might be wreck. Unfortunately, I used 2 more Brutoses than I would have liked. We made it to the end. All that matters. We only have 1 real challenge room left. And it's not this one. Well, let's give this a go. I wonder how Bone Dagger's going to operate on the second phase, if it's considered a new NPC or not. I hope it is. Make this a little bit nicer. Let's see, does Bone Dagger work? Nope, it's the same NPC. Its defense resets between all phases as well, so that's kind of annoying. That just means we can use DDS the rest of the way. Oh, yeah. All right, we take a screenshot of the maze, and we make sure we have enough HP to tank 1 bad panel if we f up, because I am not going to die that way. Free inventory spaces for hopefully a ton of prayer puts. Oh, yeah. First off, let's make sure we don't miss by. Get a bunch of these. Actually, wait, I don't need my runes anymore. Yeah, I can just drop the runes, because we don't need to cast anything for, yeah, I'm sure of it. And these are more valuable than, like, brews. So Zarpus, the way we clear it is a ton of redemption, and we can redemption a lot of the hits on Verzik P3. P1 and P2 are, like, no supply use, really. P3 is gonna be, the challenge. Since we can't use untradables, we don't have locator orb to deflect the green bomb, so we need to be at 75 HP or higher for that, and that's pretty much what the brews are for. If the Guthan Spear doesn't get us there, this is just for consistency. It would have been nicer if I had a bit more, but I think we'll be fine. All right, before anything else, right overhead prayers, and we get 7 panels in a solo. And I need to sit this on a very specific timer, so it's after the experience drop, like right when I see it. We gotta go with the flow for this. Bad pathing. Come on, Guthans, do some work. Today, while some of us are still young, my board's filled up a lot here. I'm gonna start step under here. For regen abuse. Could be down in a second. Nice. I'm gonna go to full HP, just so I don't get myself killed. It'd be kind of nice. There we go. Now we're nice and safe. Even if we make a mistake, we will not die. Hi, Zarpus. We use 5 prayer potions. That's quite generous. God bless this potion right here, man. All right, 1 room left, and this is going to take me damn near, like, 30 to 40 minutes. I shit you not. Fun time. I don't think prayer's a problem. I think I can use Pray Mage and be fine. I think overall my prayer regenning was really good in that Zarpus, so, like, 5 to 6 prayer pots is what's to be expected, I guess. That should be dead here. Nice. We can use the Divine here, and we don't really have to flick because we have so much f***ing prayer. Like, no matter how... Like, I know how long the Guthan's Verzik takes. It does not take this long. And that's the way that we dodge. And the Zaps also do less damage now because Pop got changed a little bit, so we want it to tick-eat for a little while. Before, this shit would do, like, 44 to 50 damage, so you'd be tick-eating very quickly. I have DDS. Go! Now the Zap only maxes 14. I'm gonna be a little bit cheeky here. Alright, so we're gonna have to tick-eat the next one. I'm not gonna chance it hitting below 14. That's the second hit. I gotta pay close attention to the HP. I don't want to put it over 35%, because we have to do this differently than you would in a normal solo. You do not have the damage to out-DPS a single red crab with this setup. It's just not happening. So we gotta do it the old school way. I'll leave now. Practice the tick eat timing. Yeah, run timing is good. Here we go. This is what our life looks like for the next, like 18 minutes. This is how we have to chip her down. She's under 35, and she'd normally summon reds here. But damage done by the purple crab won't cause that phase to start. This is the only way you can do it with this shit of gear. And it's how we had to do it before they made the change when you get one red crab in solo. I'm not even, like, looking at Verzik anymore to, like, know when to run. I kind of just know the timing from old habits. Friendly reminder, I did this 5 years ago in a hardcore. 15 plus minutes of tick eating, and if I missed one, I died. Yeah, the video's still on YouTube. Just search Solo Top Hardcore Iron Man or HCIM. Something like that. The only part that I felt stress on was literally just the Nyla room. Like, when that first pillar went down, was like the peak of it. And I had to, like, calm down after the boss was done. After that, we were chilling. We were cruising. All right, I'm actually going to tick eat here because I want to make sure that I get the redemption, like, with the purple crab. And I don't have Locator Orb to manually do it. There we go. Good luck us. Already made a tiny mistake there. I'm burgering so much right now. Oh, I got to heal for 1. I need those brews too. Like, that's a really, really bad mistake. We didn't get any redemptions at the start, and no Guthan seals here. I would like to be full HP so I don't, like, have to brew for the green bomb. That's why I'm not using my DDS specs here. I value, like, getting the HP back more. There we go. All right, we're in redemption range here. Guthan says, no, we're not. That's the run pattern I wanted to do at the start. I also got to be aware of, like, the animation that comes out from Guthan's, because that extends Verzik's hitbox, and that can stop me from moving if I, like, click up here or something. Two brews, not ideal. I'm gonna need a fair bit of luck for the next green bomb. I need to make sure my HP is as high as possible. With the best chance of not having to brew for it. Come on, Guthans, go. Nice heal. Good. Keep it up. Keep that shit up. Fun time. Tank it. Tank it. I didn't like that positioning. Oh, I wanted to finish it with a DDS. All right, that's challenge finished. The full Brew to Spare. 99 minutes solo. But a Verzik that took 33 minutes and 25 seconds for... Oh, we get the good ending. All right, this was Settled's challenge. So the only drop that it could possibly be is the purple that he got when he finished Swampletics. The just this year face guard. All right, never mind. Well, challenge done. Might have been carried a little bit by a Crystal Tool Seed, but it's like the same setup kind of that No Monkey had, except this isn't Granite Gloves and this isn't a Warrior's Ring, but end of the day, I don't think it made that much of a difference, considering we still had supplies left. Leave a little bit of money. Very nice. And that's it. The challenge has been completed, but with a little extra. It was a fun challenge, and I started thinking about formulating a speed run out of it. If that's something that would interest you, leave a comment below. This was super refreshing compared to how I've been playing the last several months, and I recommend anyone that's already taken on every boss in RuneScape to give this a try. I think you'll enjoy it. This has been a cold one, and I'll see you next time.